Now, anytime we try to write something as a function instead of just a y equals, then what we do is we just say, instead of saying y equals x minus 2, then what we say is f of x equals x minus 2. This is just function notation. Don't freak out. It's okay. So basically what this means is that y is equal to an f of x. This is just showing for your function that you are plugging a value in for x. We know that we're plugging a value in for x, but this is just the notation for it. So if we have to evaluate a function where we have f of x is equal to 10 minus a 3x squared, that just means we're going to have, everywhere you have an x, we just plug in whatever your number is. So if we have f of 2, that is going to be a 10 minus 3 times 2 squared. Now you do have to be careful when you evaluate this, because you don't take 3 times 2 and then square it, but you got to take 2 times 2, or 2 squared, which is a 4, which will give you a 10 minus 12, or just negative 2. So there's evaluating a function. Boy, brain teaser, not. All right, let's plug in a negative 4 over here for b. So we're going to say 10 minus 3 times a negative 4 squared. And whenever you square something, you need to make sure you put parentheses around your negative value. So we're going to say 10 minus 3. Negative 4 squared is a positive 16. So if you have 10 minus 48, you will get a negative 38. So plugging in numbers is relatively simple. I guess we should just make it relatively more difficult by plugging in an expression. Nothing really changes except you just don't get a negative or a numerical value at the end. You still take out your x and plug in whatever is inside your parentheses. So we're going to take out our x from our function up here and we're going to plug in an x minus 1. We still keep your 3. So now this requires a little bit more work because you have to take 3 times, well, we have an x minus 1 times an x minus 1. So there is a shortcut. I don't know if you remember or not, but you take your first term and square it. Gives you an x squared. Whatever this sign is means you're going to have a negative here or a positive here. It all depends upon that sign in the middle. Your middle term, so you're going to have 3 terms. You take 2 times 1 times x. So 2 times 1 is 1 times x is 2x. And then your third term, you take this number and square it, and you get a 1. That's the same as if you wanted to take the long route and write out, well, x minus 1 squared is just x minus 1 times x minus 1. So FOIL, x times x is x squared, minus an x plus 1 gives you x squared minus 2x plus 1. So you can still FOIL it out if you don't know the shortcut. But I did the shortcut because I likey shortcuts. So do not take 10 minus 3 and get a 7. This is 10 minus 3 times x squared. Well, you have negative 3 times a negative 2x, you get plus 6x. Negative 3 times a positive 1 gives you negative 3. So now the only things you can actually simplify now would be your 10 and your negative 3. So if we simplify that, we end up getting negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 7. So even though we had an expression, not super difficult, just required a little bit more effort. F for effort.